But these earthquakes, I guess we can say that the earth is very literally groaning beneath us. But then there are riots all over the Middle East. There's unrest in our own Midwestern states, where we see collective bargaining potentially coming to an end in America for the public employees. Because of all these significant and turbulent events, mark my word, very soon we'll start to hear, if you haven't already, religious zealots touting that this is it! This is the time! This is the prelude to the apocalypse. And it may very well be. It may very well not be as well. There have been many, many despondent times in this world's history that have been desperate and bleak and foreboding that have come before this time, and we've survived it. But emotional health seems like a luxury sometimes here lately, rather than a necessity, when times get crazy. The premise of this show here, The Naked Truth with Alicia and You, is that for us to not just survive this life, but to thrive in the middle of whatever happens, we must be physically, mentally, and spiritually healthy. If any one area begins to waste away, it causes us to increase the effort and energy needed in the other two in a struggle to maintain some sort of balance and health in life. It speaks to the fact that mentally, we as a nation are not coping well with the life we live within. If a thing is tearing your life apart, then it's probably not a productive activity. You might want to stop doing that. But you can't reason with mental instability. It's not a place of rationality. That in a moment's time, someone who has seemed to be a good mom or dad, a worker, a Christian, a citizen, can just suddenly begin to destroy their entire lives with their own hands, to ruin their careers, to destroy their children's future, to deceive and manipulate their loved ones. It terrifies me that this can happen to them. It makes me aware of my own frailty and raises fears that we never know who could be next. Could it be you? Your spouse? Me? Do we all have this potential within us to just lose ourselves completely? I suppose we do. Love makes me want to understand the unimaginable. That's the effect that love has in my life. It makes me want to help when I am utterly helpless. For whatever reason, I had to travel deeply into the darkness to be sure it wasn't actually light in disguise. It wasn't light in disguise. It actually was darkness. Once you scratch and scrape and struggle your way back into the light, into making good decisions and living in a way that you respect, there's this thing within the soul that seems to be akin to a type of spiritual muscle memory. If you've ever exercised very much, then you're familiar with muscle memory. When you flexed and exercised these spiritual muscles for years, but then suddenly stop, the spiritual wasting can be dramatic and quick. You may not even recognize yourself or your life, even 6 months later, depending on how far and fast you fall. But you have good seeds planted in your soul from before this dismal time in your life. Those spiritual places within your soul remember what it is to be filled. This emptiness you feel is not the reality of eternity. It's just a temporary wasting of an eternal soul that was created to be physically, mentally, and spiritually filled while here on earth. We are all so fallen, so very wounded, sometimes so very lost in this crazy world that we're living in. What is it really that can separate us from the love of God? How big do we understand His love to be? Is it how badly we've screwed up our lives that separates us from Him? Or is that the very thing that validates who He is in our life? Has He given up on you? Or is He at the right hand of God right this minute, pleading for you, mediating on your behalf, according to what He knows to be the perfect plan for you? God not only loves, but He is love. Love is the stuff He's made up of. What can separate you from that? Nothing. Not even your imaginations that what you've done could do the trick. So don't give up on yourself. God hasn't. I haven't. I bet you have many people around you who haven't given up on you, who are still rooting for you and pulling you through this time, whether you can see it or not. And they're hoping that you're going to come out shining on the other side. That's what love does. Love hopes.